days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.
Another school shooting, Appalachia High School in Georgia. If anybody's in that area, you have children that go to that school. It's in Winder, Georgia, Wednesday morning. One suspect is in custody. 4 children, 4 people are dead. 4 people are dead. I don't know what to say. There's so many shootings in this country, so many things happening. This seems avoidable on some level, though. I feel like our culture needs to change. So there's a video going around. Mike Collins, who is a representative from this area of Georgia. There's a video of him back from January 2022. So let's play it just so we can get a sense of the kinds of people that are sent to Congress.
Hey, Mike Collins here, you pro-Trump America First trucker, running for Congress here in Georgia 10. Well, I understand Joe Biden was in town yesterday to talk about our elections. It seems that he and Kamala Harris called anyone who disagreed with the federal hijacking of this election a racist. Well, Joe, I got some news for you. Let me tell you what Georgians really believe. First of all, you count the legal votes that were cast in the state of Georgia, Donald Trump won this state, period. Number 2, get rid of those voting machines. Go back to paper ballots once and for all. Number 3, get rid of those ridiculous drop boxes across this state that the Democrats use to stuff the ballots and steal our elections. Number 4, let's go to national forensic audits in every election cycle across this country. As a matter of fact, it's one of the first bills I'll introduce when I get to Washington. You see, Georgians are sick and tired of weak-kneed, spineless politicians who won't fight for Trump, get to the bottom of 2020, and fix our elections. Well, if they won't do it, Mike Collins will. Send me to Washington. I'll fix this election.
Yeah, okay. By shooting off a gun, a big gun. Feels like a substitute for what this man might be lacking in other areas. I can't prove it. But if that's the answer, and those voting machines, that scandal was about the hacking of the machines in the favor of the Republicans. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But that I won't even call it machismo, because I think it's very unmanly to rely on a gun to solve your problems. And it felt like a veiled threat to Joe Biden. And Kamala, can't say her name on purpose because you probably lack a chromosome somewhere. But here we are. There's 4 people who aren't breathing, lost their lives. And it's senseless. I wasn't going to start off the show this way, but there's a lot of crazy things. Yesterday, I mentioned briefly something that happened in Chicago. I'll give you the details on it because I can't even imagine Labor Day, a holiday. You're on the train. You're in Illinois. You're on the L train in Forest Park, Illinois, heading downtown to Chicago. It's about a 10-minute ride from where you are. You doze off because it's 5:30 in the morning, 5:30 a.m. 5:30 a.m. A gunman got on the train, or he was already on the train, and he commenced to shooting people who were asleep on the train. Now, I don't know how many of you take the train or train riders. It's one of my favorite modes of transportation. I prefer a train over an airplane. I just do. I've taken a car train to Florida several times. I've taken a train to Chicago, actually, one time. And you definitely fall asleep on the train because that locomotive, that movement is very soothing, and you think you're safe on a train. 5:30 in the morning. There's very few people on the train. You're sleeping, minding your own business. the authorities say that probably spared those folk from the horrors of being murdered in their sleep, that they were asleep, so they didn't see it coming, which I feel like there's a cowardly something. That we talked about demons yesterday or spirits yesterday. Who gets on a train and shoots people who are asleep? It's like, and now there's going to be all of these things to, prevent this from happening, but you can't, because this is not something that anybody could even conceive. So now everybody has to go through metal detectors to get on trains? Probably. Got to take off your shoes now to get on trains? Probably. Is that coming? I won't even mention his name, but he's 30 years old. He faces 4 counts of first-degree murder in relation to what officials described as execution-style killings of 4 passengers as they slept. Forest Park police took him into custody Monday on another transit authority line, Chicago Transit Authority line, before formally charging and identifying him as the suspect. Now, they caught him because of the cameras, because there's cameras that were surveilled. Monday, while cleaning train cars on Blue Line train, according to police report, the employees discovered the dead bodies. The Blue Line operates 24 hours a day, runs from Forest Park through downtown Chicago to Chicago O'Hare Airport, International Airport. Forest Park police, who responded to a 911 call, found 3 passengers, all of whom appeared to have been shot from close range in the head. They were pronounced dead at the scene. A 4th victim, found in a separate car with a gunshot wound to the stomach, was rushed to the hospital, later died there. I can't imagine. Margaret Miller, 64. Simeon Bahasi, 28, 64. Adrian Collins, 60. Those are the 3 that we know. The 4th victim has not been made public because his family has not been notified yet at the writing of the story that I pulled. I don't know what's going on. I know it's culture. I think it's depravity. I think it's a sense of a lack of fulfillment, and coupled with the reward for being bad actors. There's a lot of reward in this society, a lot of attention bestowed upon people who yell out, "You lie," to a sitting president, while in the hallowed halls of the State of the Union, "You lie." You get more donations because somehow that represents us. Marjorie Taylor Greene, somehow that cloven footed person represents a faction of society that they're proud of. This degenerate Lauren Boebert can't spell, do math, couldn't pass a GED. I'm not even talking about the public groping, the children and, the arrests and all. I'm not even talking about that she's disgusting, but she's a representative. That's a representative of a faction in the society that, I don't know, y'all, this is who you are. This is you. And I'm not saying that, there's not enough of depravity to go around. It shows up in all facets of society. But at some point, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, must say that this does not represent us. This is not it. And it also is going to require that maybe you might need to sacrifice some things. Like maybe you don't get to own 100 guns. There's no reason for it. And if there is going to be a war, trust and believe, no matter how many people you kill, you're not winning. There's no victory in another civil war. Not that we haven't been having a cold one. And I feel like for every Mike Brown, every Alton Sterling, every Philando Castile and Sandra Bland and Breonna Taylor and for every George Floyd there, it feels like, that's part of it, the cold Civil War. But that's also culture, where we, all of us collectively, have made a decision that we aren't going to go into the streets when someone who might be in mental distress gets shot in the face by a police officer. Maybe that's not worthy. Is that worthy for us to go out into the streets? to protest? I don't know. But I know that it's the first day of school, first week of school. You should be able to send your children to school safely. And when this country failed to stand up for 6-year-olds in Connecticut, I knew then that we have a heart condition that might be terminal. But I'm going to still fight. I'm going to keep pressing on the chest. I'm going to keep blowing good air into the body. I'm going to keep shocking and EpiPenning and do all the things that need to be done because I am not accepting the death of this thing until I have to. But I do believe that each of us, we bear responsibility and we can do something. It doesn't take a lot of people either. We don't need everybody. So if you're in the Georgia area, if you have any family members or know anyone that went to Appalachia High School and they're in terror right now, if you're somebody that knows anybody in Winder, Georgia, I'm sending out not just thoughts and prayers, but like stop electing people like Mike Collins to represent you. How about that? How about representatives should actually represent you? And if this is you, then stand in it. I want to again shout out John McCain's son, Jimmy, for doing something his sister has neither the character nor the fortitude to do, which is to stand up for what's right. We're not in a political cycle. We're not having political conversations. We're going to have them. Urban View has them. We're going to talk about the latest policy that Vice President, soon to be President Kamala Harris put forth to give small businesses $50,000 credit. We're going to talk about that because these are policies that will impact your lives. The brother that said, I'm voting for Trump because I want to start multiple businesses. Well, it looks like Kamala Harris has a plan that might actually help your dumb ass. And I say that with full sincerity, with my full chest. You sound dumb as hell.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.